Hello everyone and a very warm welcome to Crafters TV. My name's Ben Moseby, back again for the fourth time today, but you're sick of the sight of me. All the shows today. All right, George, that wasn't very nice. That wasn't very friendly at all, that was it? I was expecting messages of sympathy coming through. Like, oh no, we love to see you. George said you said it. Anyway, I'm back. For another hour in this show on Beautiful Beginnings. It's lovely to be here. We've had such a fab day. Massive thank you to Sandra from Santangle. I know loads of you shopped those shows today. There's still loads of goodies on the shop today. This show, though, Beautiful Beginnings, going back to basics, basically, going back to our roots. When it comes to stamping tonight, when it comes to embossing folders, when it comes to die cutting. So what we've got for you on the show is a set of starter bundles. So it may well be that you need a bit of a refresher course on one of the four things that we're going to cover tonight. Or it may well be that you're fairly new to crafting and maybe you haven't done a lot of stamping, maybe you haven't done a lot with embossing folders, maybe you haven't done a lot of die cutting. What we're going to do is break it into like 4 sections over the course of this show, and we're going to encourage you to get your questions in. Or if you want to ask to see something particularly, we'll do our very best. But questions are what we want. That's what Beautiful Beginnings is all about. Stripping it back, going right back to basics and answering those questions. And this is where I say in this show, no silly questions. There's no such thing. Even if you think, oh, it's the most basic question, I don't know the answer to it, ask it. Because we were all there once. So we're going to make it nice and interactive, please. I'm delighted to say that the other side of the studio, for one show only today. She's come all the way up today for a photo shoot that we did together. And for this one show, that is dedication. And as Roy Castle once said, dedication is what you need if you want to be the Barnsley bombshell.
I love that. Those intros get better. I absolutely love that one. Thank you very much. Yes, just for one, I was going to say one night only.
One night only.
Just for that one show, you've got myself with the lovely Ben, and it is interactive, it is live. Ask away. All the questions that you want to know about stamping, die cutting, embossing. We're just going to be touching slightly on like and just a little bit, but because we've got so much to cram in this next hour. But yeah, I'm delighted to be back. I think I'm back next week as well.
You are?
I can't remember. I think it is. Oh yeah, it is. It's Monday,
Yeah.
Tuesday.
We were just talking
Someone
about it in the
remind
kitchen.
me. I know. It's because I've got Doncaster Live this weekend as well. I don't know where I am at the minute. I don't know what day it is. I don't know what time it is. Oh, it's 5 o'clock. It's Wednesday. Hump Day. Beautiful Beginnings. I've remembered. So yeah, but I'm looking forward to this one. So yes, I like taking things back to the basics and showing you how to use things as well. So that's exactly what we're going to do.
I do as well. You know, I think these shows are brilliant. And again, this is what we can do here on Crafters TV, you know, which you might not get on other channels. It's all very much, I think a lot elsewhere, very much sell, 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 sell. You must buy. And it's all that. I mean, we do that here, obviously, but we then have these shows as well where we can take time out to answer the questions, to show you the techniques, to show you what you want to see. So please take the opportunity to ask in the show. We're going to start off with stamping. I'll say a few quick hellos, but we're going to start off with stamping. So what I'll do, I'll show you the kit that we've got, all right? Then we'll go through that. We'll then go over to Debbie. She'll take you through a few little techniques, talk you around different things which we think will be useful. And then at the end of each little section, hopefully, you guys will have come in with some questions. If you haven't, I might ask a few, or we'll move on to the next section. But stamping first, please. So if you've got any stamping questions, get them in now, and then we'll ask them at the end of this little segment. We've got Dan on the socials tonight. Trudy Bickham says, good afternoon, everyone. Hello, Trudy. Hello also to Sarah, who says, hello again, everyone. I'm taking a short break from work. Nice to have you with us. Faye Smith says, hello. Hello. Lois Skiathletis says, good afternoon from Ohio. Oh, hi. Terry H says, hi everyone from Central Iowa. Hello, Terry. Hello, Sherlam Telsford, who says, hi again, everyone. Hello. Hello also to Linda Armstead, who says, hello everyone from Maryland. And Kath Gorton, good afternoon from a sunny Staffordshire. Kath, can I just say thank you? I'm sure it was you. Yes, it was, wasn't it, Jamie? Who sent the video of your craft room? I'm sure it was. No, we're not doing it tonight. Not tonight. So tomorrow on the breakfast show, we're going to show your makes again. And this morning, Debbie, we were talking about people's craft rooms. And I said I wanted to start like a new feature where we look inside people's craft rooms, whether they're messy or not. And I said, send your videos. Didn't think anyone would. Kath has sent a video. It's 1:40 long. And tomorrow we're going to look through the keyhole through her craft room.
I can't wait for this.
Are you going to partake?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because as you may or may not be aware of, 3 years ago,
Yeah.
3 years ago, I shared my craft room. Even Sarah said, "Oh my God." I said, share this video, because I was transitioning, wasn't I, from that room to that room, and which was lovely and sparkly and tidy and everything, and then now it's become, oh, I've got to get it sorted is the word I'm looking for there. But yeah, I love this segment. We'll have to ask Sheila to delve into her craft room as well. Yes, Sheila. I want to see Sheila's craft. Never mind doing this, she's got a face.
Whenever anyone starts here, Sheila, new starters, they have to show their craft room. It's part of the initiation process, so get it filmed.
Yeah, yeah. I might do a little film.
Oh, go on, it'd be amazing.
Go on, I'll do your little film. Please, please, please do not judge me.
No.
Okay? And I'll also make sure things that are top secret
Oh, yes,
are out
stay
of the
hidden.
way. So yes, so I will show. I've committed now, haven't
You
I?
have.
Oh my God, I've committed
So
to it.
so you'll be on next week?
I'll do a video and I'll send it in, and it might remain anonymous.
Okay. But send it to me on WhatsApp.
Okay.
WhatsApp me. And the thing is, I know we'll get started in a minute. A lot of you are going, oh, my craft room's too messy. That's the point. I don't want to see a tidy craft room. I want to see how messy they are. Come on. Join the fun. I've put a link on my Facebook page. Send us a video. Go on. Go on. Go on. I mean, if you have got a neat craft room as well, send it in, obviously. Then you can brag. Let's get started then. So, stamping questions, please. Hello, Zoe Carver. Hello, Pauline Hassel in Cheshire. Stephen Nicole joins us as well. Stamping, stamping, stamping. So, all these deals, I believe, as well, are tariff-free. Most of these deals, I believe, are tariff-free, including this first one. This isn't. Oh, okay. This one isn't, but the next one is. Hang on a minute. What are we starting with? Stamping starter kit. This isn't tariff-free. Oh. I've written TF on my notes. Or maybe that means something else. Right, okay. Let's start off with the stamping starter kit. It's not tariff-free. So it's £24 if you're here in the UK and you're platinum. It's £32 plus your tariff, whatever that might be. Cool, I'm getting hot. Right, so in this bundle, you are going to get 60 sheets of card. Now, this is basically what was our stamping card. It's been known by lots of different things.
Yeah, it was known as stamping card. It was then known as multi-purpose card stock, and now it's known as card.
Next, it will be symbol.
Just the C.
Yeah, the artist formerly known as card. C. So you're getting 60 sheets of that. That's the card that you want to be stamping on. We're then going to give you rocker blocks. And again, we'll chat to Debbie about these in more detail as we go through this little stamping section. But these are the 4 different sizes you're going to get for all the different stamps that you might have in your collection. It's all about that heel to toe motion with the rocker blocks. I know a lot of people prefer these over the stamping platforms. A lot of people prefer the stamping platforms over the rocker blocks. A lot of people use both. But we'll show you how to use those that you're getting in this kit. You're also going to get one of our quick dry ink pads that is in the crushed velvet. And again, we can chat around the different ink pads if you want. It's your questions that we're after, please. And then in this bundle, you're going to get a stamp and die set from the Kingfisher collection. So that is the Flying Gem. So that's that beautiful stamp. And then you've got the die to be able to cut that out. You're getting a set of embellishments as well. So this is the Dear Love from the Love is in the Air collection. So you've got lots of beautiful sentiments in there. And then occasions like your wedding day and engagement. And then you've also got your Have an Excellent Easter, which again is a load of sentiments from the Easter collection. So things like Happy Easter, Hoppy Easter, and Have a Cracking Easter. So all of that, £24, £32, not tariff-free. And there's only 25 of these to go for. So let's get into this and have a look with Debbie. So are you going to show us the different types of ways to stamp, yeah?
Yes, and now you are getting rocker blocks, and I'm going to tell you, rocker blocks are a lovely platform to work with, down to the way that they've been engineered and the way that they're shaped. So I've got my little Kingfisher out. Yeah. Now they're the one that you're getting, if I remember right, is it the 4-pack you're getting?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yes. So the 4-pack consists of what I call the medium, the small, the teeny tiny. Yeah. And the strip. Now the strip one is going to come in really handy. Let me just get it out. is it that strip? It's that strip one, isn't it? I've just got it right. There we go. That's what you're getting in your pack, isn't it?
Yes,
Thank
correct.
you. So these are great for any of your sentiments that you might want to put on there, or any small ones. They're all shaped with this little curve, and it's very... You can barely see it, to be honest. When you look at it, can you just have a little close-up look? Thank you, Jamie. It's a very tiny little... No, it's perfect there, Jamie, thank you. So it's only a tiny... it's not like a... Do you know when people think rocker block, they think bing, like that?
Yeah.
That, and it isn't. What it just enables is just anchored. It makes it really easy to stamp with, and I'll show you how to do it with the 1, 2, 3 system.
Yeah.
And I'm going to use this one for... Because you'll just find the one that fits. Does that fit? No.
No.
So I'm going to move up to the size there and pop that on. Now, the lovely thing about your rocker blocks, any of your stamps, whether it be acrylic, photopolymer, even grey unmounted stamps, the ones that aren't on the wooden blocks, they will go on there, but you'll need to apply some glue. So a repositional glue will work. I sometimes put dotty tape pen, but here in the UK, stick and spray, the repositional spray that you can put onto the back of there. With your acrylic and with your photopolymer, they will just go directly onto there, and you just push that on so that it's not going to come off your rocker block. Now, the next thing you're going to do is choose your ink. Now, there's lots of different inks we do in our ranges. I know you're getting a quick dry ink in yours, which is absolutely fabulous because it means that you aren't getting smudge free. So when you use it, it's smudge free, and I'll show you that in a second. But I think you've got our crushed velvet over there. I think it's from our side. Yes. Yeah. It's okay.
Is it?
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry. Yeah, it's fine. I'll use it in a second.
Okay.
But what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to ink up my image. Now, whenever I'm inking and stamping, let me just talk about stamps. This is well used. Stamps and priming.
Do you know what? I was saving the question, but Jay Pressy says, how do you prime?
Perfect. And I wish I'd have had a brand new stamp straight out. So there's a couple of ways that you can do this. And what was the lady's name?
Jay Pressy.
Jay? Or
Just
Jay?
a letter J, so...
Jay.
Yeah, Jay.
Jay. Honestly, the way that you prime a stamp is a couple of ways. Now, I remember gorgeous Fiona Clayton, who used to work for us many moons ago. She used to tell me that you just keep inking it, stamping it on a scrap, until it's got like a build-up of ink onto it, and then you'll get a really good first-time stamp when you go to your main project. Me personally, and I'm just going to grab, just hang fire. Oh, watch it not be here now.
What are you looking for?
Oh, where's it gone?
What is it?
Oh, it's here. I've got it.
Oh, the watermark.
This is a good one to prime your stamp with. It's a sticky ink. We talk about the watermark being a sticky ink for using for embossing and resist techniques. However, it's a good one to actually coat your stamp. Now, I'm not going to put that on there because I've got black ink on, and I'll transfer it straight over there. But you could dab it on a few times around there, give it a little rub in so it's getting into all the nooks and crannies, and then just stamp a couple of times and then put your ink over the top. And that'll get rid of the residue, because it's residue. Now, the reason why Fiona used to tell me you get a scrap bit of paper, and I'll just grab a scrap, just for a second, was that the way that you could get rid of the build-up of the residue as well would be to stamp a few times. So you'd go on and you'd keep inking until all that... It's like a bubbling effect. Do you know when you pop it on, it like pools onto the top of the stamp? That's when you know you've got to prime your stamp. So there's some stamps out there that you won't need to prime, because it won't like bubble up onto there. I wish we'd got on to be able to show you, because it's easier to say it than actually... It's actually to show you than it is to actually say it.
Yeah.
But a good way of just doing it is just by literally giving it a good stamp a few times and then keep inking it, and then you know you've got a good coverage. So my personal way, whenever I take a new stamp, is I do this over the top, I rub it in, and then I put my ink over the top, and it gives me a nice crystal clear each time. I've heard of people in the industry say they take a little sanding block and sand over the top. I don't do that. I don't know if Sheila does that. That's not the way I do it.
Sheila's shaking her head.
No, I know, because exactly what I'm going to say, I've seen someone actually take off an image, literally, because they rub too hard. So there's lots of things out there. I've heard people say that they use sellotape and put sellotape over it to try and pick up any residue that might be left over from when it's been in the manufacturing process to get into you. So, but for me personally, just stamp a few times on a scrap piece of paper, you'll be good to go. But let's go back to rocker block.
I have got some questions coming in as well, so thank you for these.
Oh, it's good. I love a question, and anything I can do to help, I will do. Now, with a rocker block, when you put your stamp on, it's raised, and you're probably thinking, ooh, you messy devil. because I've got a bit of ink.
You have,
And I
you
have.
messy devil.
I am a messy
What do
devil.
you like?
Now, the only time you need to be aware of that, and I'll grab a little piece here, is because these two, and you'll hear it in a second, it's got a lip that side and a lip that side. Can you see that lip? That's when sometimes ink can transfer over. So I know that ink has gone onto there. I'm not too worried about that, but I can take that off before I do the stamp. But as long as it's not on these two ridges here, these two lips, you're absolutely fine. This is smooth, so that means there's no lip either side. It's just here.
So I am saving questions for the end, but this will sort of answer Anne's question, because she says, how do you manage to ink anything on the tiny rocker block without getting ink on the rockers? She says, I can't seem to manage it.
Well, we've probably got a little tiny one, haven't we? Let's have a look. Let's have a little look.
But if you do get a bit of ink on it, like you
just wipe it off.
wipe it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's little love hearts. Let's go into the little love hearts.
Okay.
Will they fit on? Yes, they will.
Yay.
Yeah, they will.
Okay.
So again, you put your ink on, and I get what and I totally get what she means with
Yeah.
this. When you ink,
Yes, you've inked
can you
the
see on
sides
my
up.
two ridges?
Yeah.
They've got ink on them. That will transfer to your cardstock, because that bit will connect onto your cardstock. So you need to make sure you wipe off those.
Right.
So that is just your little top tip, and then you.
Yeah.
Ooh, this was a new stamp. It's bubbled.
Ah, there you go.
It's bubbled.
Got
Can
your
you see it, Jamie? Shall I hold it up there? Can you see it bubbled?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
That's the new stamp. It's not been primed.
Ah.
So, ooh.
You've got your wish.
I feel like, yeah, exactly. So I'm just going to do a few stamps. Now, can you see it's still transferred? I'd not wiped off all the excess ink. So it's a case of making sure you get your ink. Now, obviously for priming, we'll do it a couple of times.
Okay.
And I'm not going to worry then, because that'll be on there. But I'm not worried too much. Can you see it's getting a bit more solid? Because it's bubbled, it's solid. And that's because we've picked up quite a bit of residue already. Of course, we're not going to worry too much, because we're still doing the practice.
Yeah.
And you can see the bubbling stopped. So a couple of inks, good to go. Now, if you were doing it the other way around, the Debbie way, sticky ink over the top.
Right.
Rub it in.
Ah, okay. Oops.
When you open it up and someone says, oh, who's got black on this?
Yeah.
It was Sheila.
Sheila. Gosh, she's new. She didn't know.
You'll know, Sheila, that we do a little bit of blame game in here. Yeah, we're a little bit of a blame
She looks
game.
shocked over there. Yeah. She's like, what have I let myself in for here?
Oh dear, that's so funny. I'm laughing at myself now. But yeah, when you've done that, you'll see that it does create that nice solid piece. But all you need to remember, and who was that asked that question about that small rocker block?
Anne.
Anne, just wipe off. Make sure, and I wipe it off with a damp either side and then rub it with that. So that was a great question.
Yeah.
Absolutely great question. But let's go back to the rocker block. Do you know what? You can tell it's getting about 1,000 degrees outside. Glasses are slipping already.
Yeah.
Whew, I've got the fan on, but it's not. Guess where it is? It's been moved again, Jamie. I mean,
Do you want me to move it?
Thank you. Let's go back to a little bit
if I
of
can.
rocker block stamping, shall we? So I am just going to give it a nice coverage. Now, whenever I'm... Thank you, that is beautiful. Thank you. Tell me you're not on your tiptoes.
I am. Is that right there
Is
now?
that okay? That's not going to topple down, is it?
No.
That's perfect. I'll just come and have a little look around the other side to make sure it's not going to fall off. Health and
You're
safety.
good to go, I think.
Fabulous, thank you. So, nice little dot. Oh, I can feel I'm going to be like Beyonce in a minute.
Like an 80s music video, isn't it? With a key change.
So nice little short, sharp little taps.
Yeah.
I don't push, and I don't know if anybody else is, but I don't push ink into the stamp. I just dart little tiny taps.
Yeah.
It's the best way to get a coverage without splodge of ink. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Again, I know I haven't done it, but I would normally, because obviously my stamp's there. Now, heel to toe motion, and how you would do this is you rock, as you would be rocking from an heel to a toe. So it's a heel toe motion. So when you pop that down and that contact, so if I lift it there, Jamie, you keep that shot there, right? You grab, so I'm just going to turn it there, you grab four corners and you put your fingers in there, so that when you're doing the heel to toe, and it is an heel-to-toe motion. You get a perfect print every single time with a rocker block.
Yeah.
I personally use under here a stamping mat.
Yes.
And they're available on the website, so you can go and check those out on the website. They do work on your surfaces though as well. What am I doing with that tissue? But that is how you would use your rocker block, how you would prime a stamp, and I'm hoping that's covered, because we are 20 minutes in and we've still got other things to do, but covered your questions on your stamp. Was there any more, Ben, before we move on?
Yeah, there are a couple of questions actually. Really good one from Magpie, Debbie, who says, when would it be best to use a rocker block rather than a stamping platform?
Oh, great question as well. So rocker blocks, as you've seen, brilliant stamp every time. It talks about precision stamping every time, but I am aware people are out there that have dexterity problems.
Yeah.
So to grab hold of things all four corners and put your pressure in there to do the heel to toe motion can be sometimes tricky. That is when I would say stamping platforms. And for me, stamping platforms come in 4x4 with the spring loaded legs. You will need a good mat on there, so let's just pop me little, I'll do it again. We'll just do it very quickly. In fact, did that cover that? I didn't push that down too, there we go. So a stamping platform with the spring-loaded legs, you use it, but you put your pressure over the top. So wherever your stamp is, you make sure that you get, and you'll get a good coverage every single time. Is there a mark on that screen? I keep thinking there's a mark on it.
There is, yes. Someone mentioned that the other day.
I need to get that cleaned off, because that is, I kept thinking, what's that mark on the wall there? I'm like, but there's nothing. Of course, yes, it's a red mark. Oh, thank you. Can you see it? Yeah, it's there.
Gone.
Thank you very much. Woohoo! My little Prince Charming he is. Little Prince Charming. But yeah, when coming to this type of stamping with your stamping platforms, of course, this is the original one.
Yes.
This is the new one, which was called a stamp and stencil, because we've got a little placement for stencils. Either work just as good. They've got spring-loaded leg. The difference between the original is that there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 legs.
Yep.
This one's only got 4, which means you can put bigger pieces of cardstock on. It's also got a sticky base, so you don't have to use anything like Debbie Fisher did when she was always doing spray or glue, and every time you came to use it, it was a sticky mess because of Debbie.
Debbie, see, blame game again, Sheila.
I am, yeah, blame game, but it's true this time. This is a true story, isn't it? But yeah, all she would do is you pop that down on, place that, oops, legs right round, Debbie, pop that down. There will be a ghosting image there already because we've used that once and I haven't cleaned it properly. But it's the same, where you short little taps over the top, covering it all, and then using your platform. But the lovely thing about this, and make sure I've got that the right way, is that it's every single time. If you do a little bit where you've missed, and I did that deliberately, didn't put the pressure there, you can go back and you can get that clean stamp straight away. This is why I use this ever such a lot, because there's days when I don't know what my pressure's going to be like, so that's why I would always say this is a go-to tool. But as you've seen me use, I did use the rocker block. It is quick, clean, simple, easy, steps 1, 2, 3, beautiful stamping every single time. But there, I suppose it depends on you as a person, what you prefer. I've got all of them because I do all types of, I feel like this gives me more freedom to move around.
Yeah.
A platform doesn't. You have to move the stamp around. This gives you the movement to be able to move around if you're doing like random pieces of stamping. And then a rocker block, crisp, clean stamping every single time, which is why 16 years on, 15 years on, it's still core product because it doesn't let you down when it comes to stamping. There you go.
And the card you want, Dieta, is just it's just called card now, I think, or a smooth stamping card. It's just it's card.
It depends what you're stamping. And it depends what you're colouring.
Well, yeah, that's a good point, actually.
Yeah, so if you are colouring with a water-based medium, watercolour card, stamp onto that, you'll still get clean results. It's just your colouring medium. If you're stamping with alcohol markers, alcohol marker card would be the one to go for. It's also super smooth. You can work it with pencils and things like that. Regular cardstock, or as we call it, the multi-purpose cardstock, you can do on any.
Card.
Yeah, card. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was multi-purpose cardstock before stamping card.
It was, yeah.
And then... Now just card.
Yes, now just card.
Hi to Stephanie Theodos in Farmingdale, New Jersey. It's hot there, apparently it's hot here. Jeffrey Langley's in, and Julie says, oh well, showing the new bubble stamp, now I know what to look for. Marvellous. Hello, Betty Weaver in Idaho. Watch all the shows whilst doing laundry, finally done. Colleen Passardi says hello from Florida. Hello, Hillary says hi everyone from Hillary and Holly Collie. Ben, I have sent a video to your Insta of my craft room. Yes. We'll, when will that be? It's the last show tomorrow, so we'll show that on Tuesday. We'll do one per show. So Tuesday gives Debbie a little bit longer to film her video. Victoria says, if my craft area was organised, I would send a video, but it's all over the place. That's what we want to see, Victoria. Messy craft rooms. Go on, go on. Hi to Alcia, who's joined us. Stacey Lou says, hello, handsome Ben. And gorgeous Debbie. Love from me and Cooperman. And hi to Sally, who says, hey up. Again, Ben, hey up, Sally. Welcome, Debbie. Sandra was amazing in last show. Couldn't comment as I was working. Sally, you know you won the prize earlier as well, don't you, in the breakfast show? I'm sure it was you.
A prize?
Was you.
You're giving prizes away?
I give away prizes in the breakfast show.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I've got the key to the prize box. I give away loads.
Do you really? Yeah. I need to watch this show, let me tell you now. I want to see what you're doing on your shows.
You know the Christmas cracker die?
What?
You know the Christmas cracker die?
You did not.
I did. I blooming did.
Favouritism. Favouritism.
And you know, this morning, because everyone wanted to see it, I crafted with some hunky-dory stuff, thinking, oh, I'll have a nice bit of time to craft it. Give me 15 minutes, because I'm quite slow and, you know, not very good at it. 5-minute timer they put on the blooming screen. Absolute swines.
Now you know how it feels.
Swines. Right, next up, we're going to do a section on embossing, right? So please, if you have any questions about embossing folders, and we can cover off 2D embossing folders, 3D embossing folders as well here. If you want to go into the realms of like your cut and emboss folders too, feel free to ask questions. Any embossing folder quandaries, whether you want to talk about letter pressing techniques, whatever you want, questions please, and we'll smatter those in over the course of the next 10 minutes or so. This kit is a tariff-free deal, £24 or $32 on this one. Once again, you will get card, 60 sheets of card. So that's the same card that you're going to get in your stamping bundle, your everyday card stock basically in here, getting 60 sheets. What GSM is this? 300 GSM. Then on top of that, we of course will be giving you embossing folders. 2 really nice ones actually. This is the Beautiful Blossoms embossing folder, which came from the Lovebirds collection. Absolutely stunning. It's a really lovely floral embossing folder, which I think you can use across a whole host of different collections. And then from the Royal Jungle collection, we give you your 3D crocodile print. So, you know, 2 really good folders to get you started. And as I say, you know what, if you are someone who's already into your embossing, it's a great bundle is this to kind of stock up on your cardstock, potentially pick up 2 new embossing folders that you don't have. If you're going to be embossing, chances are you're going to be inking up your embossed cardstock. So we're giving you 2 of our water reactive ink pads this time, of course, because these are really great for blending. Really great as well for doing your heat embossing techniques with. This one is crushed velvet, and we're also going to give you, she keeps cropping up all the time. Ooh, it's frosty jade. Ooh, she's frosty. So you're getting her as well in there, old frosty jade. And then on top of that, you are going to get your 3-piece blending tool, the round blending tool with the replacement head as well. So that is all included. So a really nice, again, comprehensive little bundle that you're going to get within that collection. £24 or $32. Hillary says, my craft room is tidy. What can I say? I'm a Virgo. Lol. We'll see when we watch the video, won't we? And Sally says, yes, I have an email. Thank you. Well done, Sally. Right. Questions on embossing, please. We'll get into those, but let's get over to Debbie first of all. Let's have a look. What are you going to show us?
Well, I was going to do a letterpress technique, but I've gone with one of the bigger embossing folders that I think we've got on the show. And a little dicky bird told me that maybe there's a show coming up on Friday with embossing folders. I keep looking at the little dicky bird sat over there because I think Craft Your Stash, is that right?
Oh, yes.
I thought so. I think, yes, Craft. So there may be a little bit of a more in-depth, because obviously we're very time limited today, but I absolutely love a little bit of a letterpress technique. And I am going to use one of the 3D folders. Now, 3D embossing requires a different platform when you're using your electronic die cutting machines and when you're using your manual machines. Manual machine, you just put your cardstock in there, run it through the mouth of the machine. 3D embossing on an electronic die cutting machine, I'll get that platform for you in a second. However, you've got more sculpture, more depth and more dimension in embossing. I haven't got a 2D embossing folder, and I thought I had because I wanted to show you the difference between the two, but, wait a minute, is that one 2D?
What's that, what one?
No, it's all 3D. They're all 3D. Drat. Yeah, they're all 3D. However, well, I'll tell you what, I'll put that to Sheila to show you the difference between 3D and 2D. Regular embossing folder's got one level of embossing. 3D, as it says, it's got that 3 levels. It's got your first level, it's got a little bit deeper, and then the really sculptured part, which gives you a real 3D feel to an embossing folder. So I'm going to do the letterpress technique. Now, there's 2 things you can do with letterpress, because you've got 2 different ways, depending on your recess and your raised. So on your raised side, and I'm going to do it on both sides so that you can see it normally, and you'll see straight away, on the what's called the raised, it catches, the ink catches that raised side. Okay? Which would always be, now the way we've done our embossing folders is we now write on the back of our embossing folders, so you know that that's the embossed side so that it pushes the card through. Yeah. So it'll give you that 3D. On this kind of technique, I know that I'm going to get 2 different looks, and I'm just going to do it with one set of colour. Now, if you want the opposite effect, and I do love this effect more, I'm not going to lie, because it allows the recess side, just catches the background part, and it leaves, of course, because it's cut away, it's like sculptured. So it leaves that ink just sitting on the surface of the background. Right. So letterpress techniques, absolutely beautiful. Not to be confused with the letterpress machine. No. As you've all seen, is now back. Now, I am going to use a piece of cardstock. Now, for me, when I'm using embossing, and I'm just going to pop that in there to show you, and I'm not going to try and move that, but I know that this is a 5x7 embossing folder. If I was to cut a piece of cardstock at 5x7 into that folder, I would have it cut right up, flushed there. All embossing folders have a little border. Yeah. They all have that little border around them. So I always cut mine down to size, so I take 1/4 inch off, so it actually measures at 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, and it stops for any wrinkling. So wrinkling doesn't happen because it's not catching any of the outside pieces of cardstock, and it makes for a much better embossed. So that's always a good tip. Now you're going to see straight away the difference between the two, because look. So that's the difference you're going to get with your letterpress technique. So there's no right, there's no wrong way, it's just 2 different looks that you get. And then on your 3D embossing, it is your cutting plate, your magnetic shim, and your plastic shim. Now you might see Debbie Fisher, because she does it this way. She puts the plastic shim, she puts the magnetic, she puts that and that. It's exactly the same. Right. There's no, it's just a preference on how we do it. So I always do it this way, that's my preference. Sheila might have a different way as well. Debs has the... Wait a minute. Is it not on? Oh. Whew, I asked for it to come back because it had been missing in action. Because of the HSM preview yesterday, you see. Everything's been all over the place. And obviously Sandra doesn't need a machine, so no. There wasn't one there. But the 2 different looks that you get, and I swear down, I absolutely love a letterpress technique. So the difference that you get is that it sits into the recess and that sits on the background. So there are 2 different ways that you can do it. So you just need to remember the raised element of your ink would be going over the top of in this side, because obviously that's the bit that pushes through your cardstock. That bit is raised. If you're using mirror card, you put your mirror card, and I'll probably, actually, have we got some mirror card? Have we got a bit of mirror card? Let me just have a quick peek. We did have some down here. Oh, I've got some. Now, obviously, this is a bit of ink on here, so you'll just excuse me, because we would normally just write this down. But this is a good one just to address for embossed. If you want the raised 3D embossing on a patterned card or a pearlescent card or mirror card, that has to be at that side, facing up, because if it doesn't, you will get the embossed on the plain side. So just so you're aware of that when you're using that, and again, you'll probably see a bit of purple come out on this now. It's fine. It's all right. It's all right. It's fine. And then just run that through. Now, I love embossing. I've said this many times. It's one of my favourite kind of things. Transforming a plain piece of cardstock into something sculptured, whether it be 2D or 3D, just looks absolutely phenomenal. Oh, do you know what looks phenomenal?
Yeah.
The ink's transferred onto that side.
Oh, yes,
my God,
it
that
has.
purple tinge.
Oh, that looks brilliant. Oh, my goodness me.
And who knew? Who knew that? Oh, I'm taking that home. That's coming home with me. Look at that. Lordy, it looks like that were a piece of silver paper at cardstock.
That's incredible.
That looks beautiful. But yeah, absolutely stunning. So it's just remembering those little things when you're doing the technique. But the technique looks beautiful. Very quick, I know. Is there any questions on embossing?
Yeah, so, well, actually, one question about embossing powder. Magpie says, is there a way to use embossing powder without a heat tool? How else could you set it? If you
No.
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 The simple answer is no. Please don't use an airdryer.
Yeah.
Airdryer blows out. Heat tool blows down. It's like a heat, whereas a blow dryer goes. Can you imagine with your hair? You've tried
Right.
putting an heat tool. Well, don't. But if you put an heat tool on your, it's not going to dry your hair.
No.
It's going to burn your head.
Yeah, don't do
It's
that.
just one area that it's going to. An airdryer goes. You'll know. Put an airdryer in front. You're like Beyonce on a photo shoot. Your hair goes everywhere.
Right.
So don't use an airdryer to set with it because it will just blow it everywhere and you
Yeah.
won't get the same results. There's no other way you can do heat setting that I know of.
Yeah.
And I don't know if there's anybody else, and I can see a little shake of the head over there from a little birdie over there. I don't know of any other way that you can heat set
Okay.
without the use of a heat tool.
A quick one and then one on embossing. So going back to stamping, Milton's just asking from Boise, Idaho. So you would advise the ink pad that Debbie was referring to treat a stamp before inking? So the watermark?
That's
Yeah.
my personal preference. But there's been times that I've been in studios that I don't have it. So that's why I just do
Yeah.
quick few stamps. Quick ink, stamp, a few times, and then that picks up residue,
Yep.
and the ink builds up so that you then can get a nice clip. And once you've primed your stamp, that's it. You don't need to prime it anymore. You will
And
not
one
need to prime again.
quick one from Pauline. This is a great question. Do you ever spray your paper with water before embossing? I've seen some demonstrators do it, but I don't know why.
I personally don't.
No.
They say that this offers the fibres so that you get a better embossing. Hand on heart, I've never used any of those kind of sprays, water sprays, the other sprays that other companies have had, which does work. I will not lie, it does work. But for me, I don't need it.
Unnecessary.
Why waste time waiting? Because you've got to dry your cardstock. And I know what they're meaning by that. It gives a bit more, makes it a bit more pliable, which then gives you that sculpture. Our 3D embossing folders, with the use of the Gemini machine, you don't need to do that. So yeah.
Brilliant. Right. Embossing, done. Stamping, done. Break, not done. So we're going to have a quick little break, give you opportunity to get your carts and baskets checked out. When we come back, I think we're looking at die cutting, are we? Is that what we're doing? Yeah, we're going to do some die cutting. So if you've got any die cutting quandaries, die cutting conundrums, get those questions in and we will tackle those the other side of this short break.
Hello everyone, I am Aaltje de Vries from the Netherlands. The question is what I like about Crafter's Companion. When I bought my Gemini Junior in about June 2023, there was a card with a website and I went looking and I thought, are there so many products? I didn't know. The shows, I watched them and I dare to chat, and the presenter is so great, so helpful and so professional. They taught me so much, and when I had a question, they told me how to do it, and they gave a demonstration. Also, if I had a problem, I could email. That team is so great. They always mailed back and always had an idea to solve my problem. I'm so glad with it. Well, I did not know everything about Sarah, but I see the difference in what she does. And what it becomes now, the Crafter's Companion. I can only say the whole team, everyone works so hard, so fine. Yeah, well, I didn't know it exists. The respect they have for everyone. I'm glad with it. I will say thank you, thank you, thank you to all of you for all you're doing. See you. Bye.
What I love most about Crafters TV is the community.
Crafters TV brings everyone together from different corners of the world.
It also connects you with people from all over the world.
You guys have been there for me. I feel like you guys are my family.
I feel like I'm crafting along with my friends.
I met some of my best friends for life from Crafters TV, so thank you very much.
When you're having a tough time, you can switch on Crafters TV and you can go on the live chat, and you know people will be there for you as well.
And there's so much support, respect, and inspiration all through the socials.
It's a place where we can all share our love for Crafters Companion, ideas, and get inspiration from each other.
So what's not to love about Crafters TV? So go make a coffee and pull up a chair. Let's all get crafting. I'll see you all there.
Hi there, my name's Cooper. I'm also known as Cooperman by my friends on Crafters TV. I love Crafters Companion, even though my mummy spends more money on their products than my treats and toys. But she spends so much time crafting in her craft room, which means I get loads of treats. So thank you, Crafters Companion. Woof woof.
Welcome back, everybody. Lots of love for the show so far, which is brilliant. Catherine Wood says, my letterpress came today. Husband will pay for it for my birthday in November. Lol, hoping he will forget about it and I'll get something else too. You know, Catherine, that makes me laugh so much. So it's my Daisy's birthday on Sunday. She's 14 and she back along. She wanted tickets to go and see James Arthur in Newcastle. So the gig is next February. So obviously tickets were selling fast. So I bought the tickets, which weren't cheap, let me just tell you.
No,
and I said to my mum and my sister, who were like, they wanted to like buy, they said, well, if you all chip in, it can be from all of us. So we've all like chipped in a bit of money to get these James Arthur tickets. Then she wanted to get like this new hairdo or something. I don't really know. Laura took her to the hairdressers and paid for that. So we were a little bit like, well, James Arthur tickets, that sort of birthday, you know, and your haircut as well. You've had this expensive haircut, so that sort of birthday. But that was a few months ago. And now she's written this really long list of stuff that she wants for her birthday on Sunday, you see. And we're like, well, no, you've already had the... Oh, was that for the birthday? It's like, don't you play that little trick on us. You knew that that was for the birthday, but now she wants to go on a shopping trip to the Metro Centre on Sunday, and she's like, well, where's all the money? I'm like, what? She thinks you've forgotten.
After my own art.
She thinks I'm stupid. And you know I'm going to give her some more money, don't you? Because I'm an absolute pushover. I am. She's going to get it. She's going to get it. I'll probably take her out for lunch and buy her something. Rhonda, right, so a couple of questions. Jackie says, where do we send in our craft room video and where do we send in a craftimonial? Jackie and Rhonda, I will put up, if you go to, for easy's sake, because I tend to like edit them up before we send them to the guys, go to my Facebook page, at Ben Moseby CC, and I will put up, I'll do it just now as Debbie gets into another demo, I'll put up a little link and you can drop them in as comments on my Facebook page, and then we will add those, so thank you for those. Couple of questions on die cutting. The bundle, it's probably easier if I just show you on a still here because I haven't got all of the goodies, but it's tariff free once again, £24 or $32. What you're going to get in this bundle is your die brush and foam pad tool, which is brilliant for kind of weeding out all of the bits and pieces from intricate dies. You're going to get your low tack tape, again brilliant for sticking down your dies when you're passing them through your machine. You're getting 10 sheets of the Paper Dynamics Super Shine Silver cardstock, and then you've got loads loads of dies within this collection. So the With Love is a creator card set. You've got stamps and dies within that particular bundle. You've got one of our patchwork creator card dies, which is that beautiful warm sunbeam. You've got the My Kitchen, My Rules, which is the apron, the bottle of wine and the loaf of bread die set from that collection. And then you've got the Majestic Unicorn, Embrace Your Inner Unicorn, which is that beautiful unicorn edgeable. So that is all included within that bundle, tariff free for £24 or $32. Question from Ash, just as we go over and have a quick chat about this with you, Debbie. Ash says, how many layers of card do normal dies go through when die cutting? I tried black card on ivory card and then some pattern paper, and the die did not cut through, so I'm guessing it was too thick.
Yeah, you've got to think about your dies, because the difference between like a regular die to a multimedia die is that multimedia die will cut through thicker pieces. A normal regular die would probably struggle a little bit with what you've just said there, black cardstock and the pattern paper, because I'm assuming it's ours, and I'm just assuming here, Ash, 300 GSM for your black cardstock, 180 GSM for your pattern paper, that's 480 GSM from a regular die. I know this machine is a miracle, because I use it all the time, but I think that might be just asking a little bit too much from it. And the danger there is if you put more shims in, you're putting too much pressure into the machine. The machine has got all the pressure it needs. We can't extend the pressure. It's what you put in the machine which will then have an effect on your plates.
Yeah.
And that sounds to me like you're putting too much in there for a regular metal die. So it would be a case of, and I will just say, if you've tried it, and I'm assuming, again, Ash, apologies if you haven't, but I'm assuming you've got a Gemini, or Gemini 2.
Yep.
And I'm assuming that you're using it in this plate format. Cutting plate with your die and your cardstock on, plastic shim, magnetic shim, and then your other cutting plate. It could you could add the metal shim into that underneath to give it a little bit more of a push, but sometimes it depends on your die that you're cutting. If it's really intricate, law of average, you might need to put it through twice.
Right.
That's all you might need to do. So it might put it through once, put it through again, and then have a little look at that result. But it could be that you're putting too much pressure in there, because that's a lot. 480 GSM for a regular metal die is pretty heavy going.
Yeah.
So just try maybe separating it and then just matching it up. That's the best bit of advice I'd give you.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry, was there another question?
There was just one more from Jackie about the plate combination for cutting acetate, die cutting acetate.
I'll give it you. Right, acetate. I was going to, because I've had this conversation earlier today, but acetate, you will need your metal plate. If you try to cut without that, I think you might come unstuck.
Right.
And that, again, would depend on the microns. If it's a low micron, you probably don't need that. Higher microns, you're going to need it. Acetate is notoriously difficult to cut with a die cutting machine. It isn't with the Gemini, you just need the right plate combination. So I'll just quickly explain.
Okay.
Put your cutting plate down, put your metal shim, then get your acetate with your die over the top, and then you're going to need your plastic shim, your magnetic shim, and the other cutting plate on the top.
Right.
Okay? That gives it the most amount of pressure. Depending on what die it is, maybe depending on whether or not you need to use your magnetic shim. But it will be down to your die that you're trying to cut your acetate out in. If it's just a regular die, and I'm saying cutting that in acetate would be, I mean, I personally wouldn't. But if you're just using a regular, like a nesting die, pop that onto there, plastic shim and the other cutting plate, and you should have no problem whatsoever.
Okay.
If you're going for an intricate one, introduce that shim in there. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay?
Lots of people loving the fact that we've put these starter kits together. Great to help us with new experiences in crafting, says Donna Jones. Thank you also to Pat, who says, hello everyone from New Jersey. Unfortunately late to the show. I was on another meeting. I definitely will be re-watching though. Victoria says, Ben, can you take me out for lunch and shopping on my birthday too? It's in November, so you've got some time. Haha. I might well have just saved up a bit of money by then, so... oh, apparently I'm busy in November taking Jamie out for his birthday, so yeah. And for those of you asking about your craftimonials and your videos, I've just popped a post up on my Facebook page so you can stick them there. If you haven't got Facebook, like I think it was Dieta who mentioned, if you message us your video, studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk, and we will line up the videos that way. So thank you so much. Just before we go, we thought we would bring back a deal which I had this morning on the breakfast show, which has proved so popular. When I told Debbie about this, now I know she's had this elsewhere, but the price that we did this for on the breakfast show is worth another little sneaky peeky look, because a £100 box, Debbie, well, you can see the price for yourself here.
Well, I'm just going to put it out to you right now. Honest to God, this is the crazy price that I've been bringing it to you at somewhere else.
Yes.
I genuinely, and this is hand on heart, do not know how we can go down to the platinum price. And if you're brand new to Club Inspire today,
get it.
When you see what you're getting for $23.99, because you can have a taste of that 20% in that club, just join up. No gimmicks, no faff, no fuss. You just literally join up, and it's the more pounds you spend. I was going to go the more prize, whatever it is Bruce used to do.
What a point to make, my lads, the prizes.
But in our world, in our Club Inspire, it's the more the pounds you spend, the more points you get, that then entitles you to get more discounts. And this one's a great one.
Yeah.
What a price!
It's bonkers.
$23.99 or $23.99. I am more than flabbergasted. I was flabbergasted at this. Genuinely. So let's take you into the context. This box is absolutely beautiful, and I mean absolutely beautiful. Not only is it beautifully packaged, it's what's inside. You do not need die cutting machines. You do not need stamping well, no, you don't. No. You don't need a stamping platform. Do you know what you're going to need? And serious, the things you're going to need is probably a couple of tape pens, a dotted tape pen and a straight tape pen, or a bit of wet glue. On the back of there is a QR code that will take you to some extra tuition on how to use your goodies in your box. Now, my box is nice and clean. Yeah. I don't know what Mr. Moseby had earlier on today, but I reckon it was a bit of a mess.
It's terrible. Debbie when Debbie comes in, get me a box which is properly, she's like, proper, like on her rider. If I'm showing a box, it has to be. I just sifted through what I had, unfortunately.
Well, I'm just going to say you should have had a nice clean box, Mr. Moseby, to show it all off into its true. I know it's not your fault, love. I know it's not your fault.
Not my
fault.
Blame
Jake.
Jake's fault.
Jake's fault.
Yeah,
yes.
Jake.
Jake's having a bit of blame this time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could blame Sheila, but then that would be a little bit unfair.
No, don't blame Sheila. That was definitely not Sheila. I don't think, anyway.
Right, come on, let's have a little look before we finish. Because, and you know, if I might, well, we'll see. I was going to say I'll do a demo then. I'm like, don't get carried away, Debbie.
You've only got 8 minutes.
I know, but let me just take you through it. You're getting the only hardware, the stencil. Yeah. But everything else in here is absolutely exquisite. Laser cut pieces of edgeables. Look at these. And it all focuses around the gorgeous snowflakes. Yeah. Aren't they just absolutely stunning? You are also getting some panel ones in here. Please the excuse of my black cardstock, but I just needed to be able to showcase these to perfection because they are absolutely stunning. Yeah. Look at the laser cut detail on that. You could be using things that are in this box to decorate those up, but absolutely stunning pieces. You've got quite a few of these large snowflakes, again laser cut. You just pop them out. They're all die cut, that's why you don't need a die cutting machine, and you've got a few in there to get going with as well. You've also got some Merry Christmas and Christmas wishes sentiments, again laser cut. You just pop them out. Then you've got my favourites. I love the snowflakes.
Oh, beautiful.
They're absolutely beautiful. Lots of different shapes, lots of different sizes, and again all laser cut for you. You just pop them out. You don't need to worry about a single thing. It's all done for you. Then you've got things like 200 pearls. You can see we've used a few of these already. We've got pre-cut and pre-foiled sentiments that you just pop out. They just literally come out, all held in by pips in that beautiful 3 colourway, the ice blue, the white and the navy. Then you've got already embossed panels, and again you're getting quite a few in there, but the colourways again match from the blue to the white to that navy again. And then, let me talk about these things, because we did have that hardware in there. You've got a bit of glitter paste to go through there. Might need a palette knife. You've got a lovely kit in here to be able to do some gilding flake techniques with the right versatile sticky glue. You've got the gilding flakes, and you've got the little buffer sponge. You've then got a tub of iridescent glitter, so you could be sparkling up your projects with those. You've got some little jingle bells in there. You've got some different shape sizes of little snowflakes, MDFs. You've then also got some thread in here. They've got the beautiful satin navy ribbon, and then that gorgeous silver thread to go through your little bells. That's the word I was looking for. You've got 36 pre-cut tags or bookmarks, and then a wedge, and I mean a wedge of different sizes of card blanks and everything. There's 36 in total, and in addition to that, there are panels. So these are beautiful pearlescent finished cards in that navy and that lovely white. But then you've got panels for the mats and layers, so you don't have to worry that. Let me just show you what I mean. Card base that's 4x6. You've got the perfect mat and layer that sits into top. So you don't even have to do any matting and layering. It is genius, and it is cram-packed full, 36 in total to get yourself crafting with. You've got a couple of wedge boxes. Use these as templates because they're already pre-scored, and they simply just fold up. You punch it all in either side. Use your ribbon to thread through there, and then use your items in that box to decorate with. You've got pre-cut and pre-scored boxes, and there's not just box, it's boxes. Again, use those as templates, and you've got those two colourways. You've then got two different designs of your beautiful printed vellum. Yep. You've got printed acetates. Me and my vellums and my acetates getting all mixed up. There are different sheets in there as well, so you've got different patterns. And then to top it all, to finish off all your makes, you've got the beautiful printed papers in there as well. Now, Ben, serious stuff. Serious stuff. This is what I was talking about down at the other place. $29.99. Do the maths. This is before you take off your discount. I was saying if you made, and bearing in mind you just need a couple of glue pens in there that you need to add to that, but if you made and sold a pound each of your makes from the kit that you've done with the cards alone, a pound each, that's £36 because there's 36 card blanks and envelopes in there. Do the maths, because you wouldn't be charging £1. You would, if you were making to sell, it'd be £1.50, £2 tops, maybe more, because the finish on these is exquisite. Ask anybody who's bought these in the past at different prices. If you make to sell, you are going to get your money back and double it or quadruple it or whatever it is that you're charging. And that's just the card. There's boxes in there, there's wedge boxes, there's tags in there as well. So you could be really, really going to town and getting quite a little bit back for what you've outlaid, because that's all you're going to outlay. That bit there is crazy. It's the craziest price I've ever seen. I didn't think it could go. I was astounded what I took it to Hobby Maker at $29.99, I'm not going to lie. I forgot about our club membership level. I don't even know why we're putting it on there, to be honest, because it would sell at that price. But that is absolutely incredible value for money.
It is. Grab it tonight. It's been the best deal of the day, I think, really, for value for money. Love these shows, says Lady Diver. Great for all skill levels. And thank you, Debbie, says Ash. Lol, everything is CC. I was just being lazy, I think, trying to cut all the stuff.
Oh, bless it. There's not, no, do you know what? It's got nothing to do with laziness. We try and make things quick and easy for ourselves. Sometimes you just have to think about the maths and the logic, and that is a fantastic machine. There is no better machine out there on the market. Hand on heart. I owned a Gemini before I even worked for the company, and I can tell you that standing on chest, as the young'uns say, that literally standing on chest.
Oh, I've not heard that one.
Yeah, standing on chest. It means that you believe in it, because I genuinely, you know me, I absolutely love that machine, and I've done many tutorials. I will just say, I've done lots of one-on-one tutorials, shows on it, Ben, haven't we? We've done them on all the machines, all the different ways. Go and look for them on Crafters TV. They haven't vanished. They're on there. You'll see them. And I think one of them was a Crafty Stash quite recently.
6th of May.
6th of May. Thank you, Jamie. And I might do a refresher for those people as well. Just to take you through all the different ways that you can use it. But seriously, honest to God, Ash, I totally know what you mean. But you're not lazy in the
Just before we go, because we're out of time, quick one. Sherry says, what's the sandwich for a 3D embossing folder? 3D
embossing folder is cutting plate, plastic shim and magnetic shim. Can I just tell you, do not have that touching the rollers.
No.
It has to be sandwiched in between. It needs tough. So that is super tough. That is super tough. That goes in the middle of it.
Nice.
If you have it sandwiched in there, you're absolutely good to go.
That is your Wednesday taken care of. Massive thank you to all the team. Thank you to Jan on the socials tonight. Thank you to Rachel. Thank you to Debbie. Thank you to Sheila, who's been working hard behind the scenes. Thank you to Sandra from Santangle. Thank you to George. Thank you to Johnny. Thank you to Jake. Thank you to Jamie. Thank you to you guys. I'm back tomorrow with another round of the Big Breakfast Show. We've got another prize bundle to give away tomorrow. We've also got some unbelievable deals. Oh, I'm going to need longer than 9 seconds. Sorry. He's gone. Well, I'm going to give you 9 seconds. I can't do it in 9 seconds. We've still got another minute, haven't we? Realistically. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. So I've never done that before. Giving you 9 seconds, 50 seconds. Thank you. Yes. So tomorrow we've got some prizes to give away. We'll also be having a look in your craft rooms as well, which I'm looking forward to. And we've got more crafts under the hammer. Then tomorrow we are joined by Pretty in Paper by B, which I'm really looking forward to. Bethan and Callum are going to be joining us for that.
Brother and sister duo, you're going to love them.
And then we are in the Craft Vault tomorrow night. It is me and Sheila tomorrow night in the Craft Vault, if we can find the keys. We haven't opened it up for so long. We might not. Someone's probably lost the keys knowing this place. But anyway, thank you so much. I've been told I've got 14 seconds left, so I will take the time to talk a little bit slower and eke it out, because now I've run out of things to say. So thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow for more fun. Until then, thanks for watching. Bye.